guys! Aqui é a Tayana, da Online Impulse, e hoje falaremos sobre tag questions. O que são tag questions? Tag questions são perguntas que fazemos após uma frase afirmativa para confirmar a informação já passada por ela. For example, these are documents, aren't they? Primeiro, eu te afirmei que these are documents. E depois, eu decidi confirmar a informação com você. Aren't they? E as tag questions são usadas justamente para isso. Confirmar uma informação já passada. Documents é uma palavra bem parecida com a palavra documentos em português. Elas significam a mesma coisa? Nesse caso, sim. E isso é um exemplo de false cognates or anglicism. Para saber mais sobre isso, assista o nosso último vídeo aqui no canal. Corre lá que eu te espero bem aqui. Não se esqueça de se inscrever no nosso canal e também de ativar o sininho para receber uma notificação toda vez que tivermos conteúdo novo para você. Também não se esqueça de deixar o seu like, porque isso incentiva demais a gente a continuar produzindo cada vez mais conteúdo de qualidade para você. Now, shall we start this class? We are talking about tag questions, aren't we? Well, I just gave you one example of what we are studying on today's class. We are talking about tag questions, and they are used to talk about things that we think are true, but we want to have a confirmation. So, first, we are going to tell a true statement, an affirmative statement, and then come with a quick question to make sure the first statement is correct. The structure we use is the first modal verb and followed by the correct subject of the sentence. For example, this is a book, isn't it? The modal verb of this sentence is the verb to be, is. We put it in the negative, so we change things a little bit. And book is an object, so the subject is it. This is a book, isn't it? So we change the modal verb to the negative and then we follow with the appropriate subject. There are a few exceptions. For example, when we use that is and that are. The verb to be is the modal verb followed by there. There aren't any spiders in my room, are there? Second exception is when we use this is or that are. We are going to use the verb to be as the modal verb. When we use this, it turns into it. And when we use these, it turns into they. This is a book, isn't it? These are documents, aren't they? Next exception is when we use I am, that turns into aren't I. I am intelligent, aren't I? Next exception is when we use let's, turns into shall. Let's go to the beach, shall we? Fifth exception is when we use have got. We exclude the got, use have as our modal verb and the correct subject. For example, he has got a new car, hasn't he? Then we have positive and negative imperative. Positive imperative is when you're giving order. Go clean your room. Will you? We are going to use just will on the question. Or, you didn't clean your room, won't you? when you say you didn't, but you go, right? Let's practice a little bit. I am going to say the affirmative sentence and you are going to follow me with the tag question. Então agora a gente vai praticar um pouco. Eu vou falar a frase afirmativa e você vai completar com a tag question. First question. She is beautiful. The tag question is, isn't she? She is beautiful, isn't she? Next question. They are a happy family. Tag question, aren't they? They are a happy family, aren't they? Next question. These are birds. Tag question, aren't they? These are birds, aren't they? Next question. There are a few books to read. Tag question is, aren't there? There are a few books to read, aren't there? Next question. I am pretty calm. Tag question, aren't I? I am pretty calm, aren't I? Last question. Let's go out. Tag question, shall we? Let's go out, shall we? Let's practice some more. Vamos praticar mais um pouco. Eu vou falar a frase afirmativa e você vai completar com a tag question adequada. I am going to say the affirmative statement and you are going to choose the appropriate tag question. Let's start. She should speak louder. Isn't she? Hasn't she? Or shouldn't she? Shouldn't she? She should speak louder. Shouldn't she? Next question. The dog has rabies. Isn't it? Doesn't it? Or hasn't it? Doesn't it? The dog has rabies. Doesn't it? Next question. You spoke to your grandmother yesterday. Isn't you? Weren't you? Didn't you? You spoke to your grandmother yesterday. Didn't you? Next question. He is not lying to you. Isn't he? Didn't he? Or is he? Is he? He is not lying to you. Is he? Last question. I didn't go out yesterday. Isn't I? Aren't I? Did I? Did I? I didn't go out yesterday. Did I? Let's talk about how to answer a tag question. First, you need to know that it is wrong, in this case, to use yes followed by a negative statement. For example, yes, it isn't. Or to use no followed by an affirmative statement. No, it is. So first you need to ask yourself, do you agree or do you disagree with the information? So when it is something negative, for example, it isn't, and you agree, you are going to say, no, it isn't. Isn't it? No, it isn't. You are agreeing. But if it is negative and you disagree, isn't it? You're going to use yes, it is. You are disagreeing. Isn't it? Yes, it is. You are disagreeing. If the tag question is affirmative, is it, and you agree, you are going to use yes, it is. Is it? Yes, it is. I am agreeing. But if you disagree, you are going to use no, it isn't. Is it? No, it isn't. So you are always going to follow how the verb is. If it's negative, the affirmative is going to be disagreeing and the negative is going to be agreeing. If the sentence is in the affirmative, the question is in the affirmative, yes, you are going to agree with the affirmative, and no, you are going to disagree with the affirmative. It sounds confusing, but it's actually not. Let's see a few examples. This is a book, isn't it? If I think, yes, this is a book, I use yes, it is. If I think it's not a book, no, it isn't. This is a book, isn't it? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. If we change things a little bit, it's going to turn into, this is not a book, is it? Still, if I think this is a book, I'm going to say, yes, it is. And if I think it's not a book, no, it isn't. This is not a book, is it? Yes, it is. Or no, it isn't. Ok, então se agora eu te perguntar, this is a book, isn't it? Você sabe que eu sei que são livro, mas eu quero uma confirmação e também sabe como me responder. Afinal, na aula de hoje, falamos sobre tag questions, que são essas perguntas curtas que fazemos após uma frase já afirmativa para confirmar uma informação já passada. E aí, gostou da aula de hoje? Então não se esqueça de se inscrever no nosso canal e também de ativar o sininho para receber uma notificação toda vez que tivermos conteúdo novo para vocês. Não se esqueça também de deixar o seu like, porque isso incentiva demais a gente a continuar produzindo cada vez mais conteúdo de qualidade para vocês. Na descrição do vídeo você encontra as nossas redes sociais e pelo Telegram você consegue o material da aula de hoje. Por hoje é isso, pessoal. Eu sou a Tayana, da Online Impulse, e eu te vejo na próxima.